Hello, Standard 8. We are going to start with the Chola administration. So far, you have completed the other topics like the political history of Cholas, and you studied about Raja Raja and Rajendra Chola. Now, today we are going to start with the Chola administration. What type of administration it was? Highly organized and efficient, and the king was the pivot of administration, and all the authority rested in his hand. So, here, what type of administration? Highly organized and efficient administration. King was the high, he was in the pivot of the administration, and the authority was in the hand of the king. Now we'll do the central government. So here, as you studied, the king was holding the important position. So here, the king was the important person in the Chola administration. Okay, and he was assisted by the council of ministers who advised him. The king often went on tours in order to keep a check on the administration, and the officers were paid, okay, by giving them assignment in revenue bearing land. The princes were associated with the ruling sovereign, actively employed in peace and war, and the central government looked after external prosperity and cultural progress of the empire. The next you have the provincial government. Chola Empire was divided into mandalams, okay, or Chola Empire was divided into provinces. Provinces were called mandalams, and mandalams again was divided into Valanadus and Nadus. And the governor of the provinces were mainly the princes of the royal families. Okay, so here provincial government, you have the whole empire was divided into mandalams. Then mandalams were divided into Valanadu and Nadu, and the governor of mandalams were the princes of the royal family. Next, local self-government. Cholas were a good administrator, so they believe in local self-government. In many of the villages, the administration was carried out not by the government officials but by the villagers themselves. So, the villagers had three types of assemblies. Okay, you have to remember the villagers had three types of assemblies: Ur, Sabha, and Nagara. Okay, the villagers has three types of assemblies, and these are long inscriptions on the walls of some of the village temple giving detail of how the Ur and Sabha were organized. So you studied about the three assemblies. Now I'll explain you about the three assemblies. Ur was the common type of assembly of the villages where the land was held by all classes of people who were therefore members of the local assembly. The Sabha was an exclusively Brahmin assembly of the villages where all the land belonged to Brahmins. The Nagaram was an assembly of merchants and belonged to localities where traders and merchants were in a dominant position. Villagers who owned land were chosen by a vote to the council, and the life and the work of the villages were discussed in their council. Okay, so this was a source of popular strength because it united the people. All affairs concerning the village, such as collection of tax, settlement of disputes, and allocation of water, were looked after by the committees. Then you have to remember that the temple in the Chola kingdom was a center of social activity. Okay, the temple was the center of social activity, and it was not only a place of worship but also a place where people gathered together. Okay, so some temples owned huge land and participated in inland and overseas trade. The land donated to these temples was known as Devadaya or Devadana. So, in some cases, instead of giving land to temple, land revenue of certain villages was assigned to the temple, and concerned villages were instructed to pay land revenue in produce and in gold to the temple treasury. The temple were also the biggest employer after the state. Okay, biggest employer after the state, providing work and means of livelihood to a large number of people. And temples used to take care of the welfare of its workers by providing food, clothing, and housing facilities, and by arranging proper education and establishing hospitals. So, temple was also a center for education. Okay, so as I told you that it was a center of social activity, not only a place of worship, but also it provided employment to the people. Okay, so here the priest of the temple were the local teacher. It is a center of education. It was a center of education. So who was teaching there? So the priests of the temple were the local teacher, and there were no separate schools. The schools were housed in temple's courtyard, and the student learned their lesson in two languages, Sanskrit and Tamil. So the religious teacher teaching was in Sanskrit, and they were mainly Vedas, and student learned Tamil, the language which was widely spoken in the Chola kingdom. And Tamil was influenced by Sanskrit, so gradually incorporated a number of Sanskrit words. The next you have the revenue. The revenue of Chola kingdom came from taxes on land, the produce of land, and taxes on trade. So from where the revenue came? Taxes on land, the produce of land, and tax on trade. So here some part of the revenue was kept for the king, and the rest was used on public works such as building of roads and tanks, on salaries of officials, on paying for the upkeeps of the army, and on the building of temples. The taxes on land were collected by officials from the village council. The next you have the Chola art. The Chola rulers were a great conqueror and efficient administrator, but they also loved art and architecture. So they built temples, they built canals, they built roads, cities, and palaces. And most of the temple were simple structures. Later, temple became bigger and more grand. Now you see, the art of making stone and metal images had made a rapid progress under the Chola rulers. And the Chola excelled in making images of gods and goddesses. So one of the example is the bronze image of Lord Shiva as Nataraj, that is Lord of Dance, is an excellent example on the work of art. Okay, so here you have to remember that they were not only the good administrator but also they loved art and architecture. So in today's class you studied about Chola government, administration, central government you studied. You studied about provincial government, You studied about local self government and the role of temples and the revenue and the Chola art. So please learn. Thank you.